Well folks, the Supreme Court has spoken, and it turns out they're not down with TikTok. In a move that surprised absolutely no one who's been following this saga, the highest court in the land upheld the ban on the wildly popular video-sharing app. This means that unless TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance decides to sever ties like a bad Tinder date, the app will be effectively unplugged in the US. The clock is ticking, people. ByteDance has until January 19, 2025 to comply, or else TikTok's iconic sound will be replaced by the deafening silence of a nation deprived of viral dance crazes. The court's decision, while unanimous, was not without its nuances, so buckle up as we unpack this digital drama. At the heart of this legal showdown lies a familiar faux national security concerns. The US government has long argued that TikTok, with its Chinese ownership, poses a risk to the data privacy of its American users. Imagine a world where the Chinese government has access to your deepest, darkest TikTok drafts. Yeah, not exactly the kind of content you want going viral in Beijing. The fear is that this data could be used for nefarious purposes like espionage or even good old-fashioned blackmail. And let's be real, folks, with TikTok's addictive algorithm and its uncanny ability to know what you want to watch before you even do, it's no surprise the government's a little concerned about who's got their hands on all that data. Now, before you accuse the Supreme Court of being a bunch of fun-hating killjoys, it's important to understand the legal gymnastics they had to perform to reach their decision. The court applied what's called intermediate scrutiny, which is basically a legal balancing act. They had to weigh the government's interest in protecting national security against TikTok's First Amendment right to, well, exist. In the end, the court sided with national security, concluding that the government's concerns about data privacy were legit and that the ban was a justifiable way to address them. They basically said, look, we get that TikTok is a big deal for free speech and all, but not when it comes at the cost of national security. Now, TikTok didn't just roll over and accept its fate. The company proposed a few alternative solutions, hoping to appease the government's concerns without getting the boot. They suggested things like increased data transparency, stricter oversight of their algorithms, and even allowing American companies to manage the data of US users. But Uncle Sam wasn't buying it. The court ultimately deferred to the government's judgment, concluding that these alternatives weren't enough to mitigate the national security risks. It's like trying to sweeten a bowl of poison with a sprinkle of sugar. Sure, it might look a little better, but it's still gonna kill you. Section 5. Sotomayor and